And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the sixth game between oGs and NSH. We have the STC against Sun, a Terran versus Protoss on Metropolis. And the score in the clan war is 4-1 in favor of NSH. STC finally ended the winning streak of Sting. Sting did so well in the last few games, so yeah, he definitely deserves a free barbecue. I think that the players of NSH are quite happy with him. And now it is up to Sun to defeat the STC. We are on Metropolis, which is also one of the new maps that we are going to see in this season's GSTL. And yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. It's actually the first Terran versus Protoss that I see on Metropolis. I've casted a couple of Zerg versus Terran so far, not only in the GSTL but also for the NASL, and it's going to be quite interesting to see what's happening in the Terran versus Protoss section. We already have a scout out for Sun, and he's actually lucky enough to scout his opponent on the first position possible, which is really nice on a big map like Metropolis, because as a Protoss player you're always a little bit afraid that you will end up not being able to scout your opponent. This is what's happening, because as you can see, that supply depot is already being built in order to prevent the Pro from getting into the main base, and this is really awesome for the STC. He's denying scouting, and therefore Sun has no idea what's happening. He doesn't have a clue. He does not know, is there gas? Will there be an early expansion? Is there going to be some kind of tech play? Is there a double barracks play, or even just a pressure build that is preventing him from getting his natural up in time? So this is really nice, and for Sun it's of course a stupid thing, as he doesn't have any idea what's happening right now. He is playing blind, and needs to be a little bit more careful. He's already on double gas, and here comes the expansion for the STC, so he is going for a no gas expansion so far, and well, scouting his opponent on his own, getting a glimpse of what's happening in the main base of Sun. And Sun is now building another pylon. That's kind of interesting. He's getting a lot of gas now. Sun is getting a lot of gas, and it doesn't look like he's going for an earlier expansion at all. So with this pylon, let's see what he's going to build. Would actually be surprised. Would be a little bit weird, but well, that's gonna not get ahead of ourselves. So here we have the expansion, going for the expansion play. For a second I really thought that he wanted to try to hide some tech, but because of the placement of the pylon. But of course, if you place down pylons at the edge of your main base, then you're in a good position to spot incoming drops, and you can hide buildings later on and make it a little bit more difficult for the Terran player to get an idea of what exactly you're doing, because one single scan will not reveal everything that you build. So both players are starting with the expansion. We have additional barracks for the STC, 2 of them. He's already on double gas, and as you can see, 21 to 26, 27 harvesters, that is, which is basically due to the fact that of course the Terran player has to upgrade his command center into the orbital command, and during the upgrade time he can't build additional SCVs, so the increased harvester count for the Protoss player is explained quite easily, and of course chrono boosts are also a factor in favor of this. And well, we have 34 to 36 supply. The game is not all that aggressive right now. Both players are kind of content with taking it a little bit easy, and this is exactly what we would expect on a huge map like Metropolis in a Terran versus Protoss match. So we're going to see a match between STC and Sun, and it's really important for the STC to win at least a couple of games, because oGs is so far behind in this clan war right now. Sting did so well against his opponent so far, and Sun has a little bit of, well, for Sun it's obviously a situation where he can afford to lose, because his team is already far ahead in the clan war, but it's always a thing of your reputation. In team leagues like the KSL, you want to build up your reputation, which is also one of the reasons why a lot of teams are using players as their starting players that are not all that known, to just give them a chance to prove themselves. And this is exactly what we are going to see. The STC is obviously not a newcomer. San is not either. He has been playing quite a lot of games, but still, in order to take down players like the STC, he obviously also has to put in some effort. So let's see what's going to happen in this game, especially since San is now trying to get a little bit more aggressive. He's adding more gateways as we speak, 3 additional ones, so he will be on 6 gates and putting quite a lot of pressure onto the STC. There's only 1 bunker, but he's already throwing down a 2nd and a 3rd one. There are tons of sentries. In total, he has 7 of them, so he can throw down the force fields in order to make sure that the bunkers cannot be repaired. But well, the STC so far has no idea where his opponent is, if there's going to be an attack, but he knows about the pylon. And there is the attack. The bunkers are done though, and there's the Guardian Shield. The first bunker is dead and gone, and the Marines are getting picked off. Look at all those force fields. There is no repair possible at all. He's just using force fields everywhere. This is just a huge wall of force fields. He's like, yeah, well, I really don't want you to repair those bunkers, so I'm just using all the force fields that I've got. The last bunker is being repaired though. Finally the SCVs are can connect with the bunker, and this attack is repelled for now, but more units are warped in as we speak, and this is still going to be a tough one. At the same time, we have still an SCV scouting in the main base, getting a glimpse of how many gates there actually are, and there are 6 of them. And if he is continuing warping in units, that might be a tough one after all. 3 Marauders, 4 Marauders, and the Medivac. So this changes things quite a bit. Another fail field in the middle. That's actually, well, he used too many force fields earlier in order to prevent the repair of the bunker. I feel like a few less force fields would have done the trick as well if you would have placed them correctly. But this force field didn't do anything at all. And once again, a Protoss player that is not controlling his zealots to a perfect extent. And this just shows that there's still a long way to go in StarCraft 2. We have so few Protoss players that he at least has the zealots on a second command group, but there are so many Protoss players that are not controlling their zealots in a second group, and therefore always when there are force fields, the zealots get annihilated anyways. And this is something that can be optimized in the future, so we might see that with by a lot of Protoss players in the GSTL within the upcoming months. And here's another attack by San. Once again, the Guardian Shield. Nice force fields. Very nice force fields. This time he's killing the bunker, the last one as well. The STC is dropping in supply, but so is San. A really tight battle, and now the Terran player is pulling his SCVs as well. San is backing off once more, but the STC gives chase, trying to stim in and taking down one sentry after another. They are horribly expensive, and this is it. San's army is getting cleared out, and his all-in with his gateway heavy build did not work on the STC. Therefore, he GG's, leaves the game, and the STC is taking a 2nd win for his team.